Less and less people are going to church services on a Sunday in Manchester. In fact, the Diocese of Manchester has the 7th lowest attendance rate in all of England. I want to know what's being done to get more people to come and also to get the churches used in the community so they don't get left abandoned like this one.
I've been with the Church of England now most of my life, and I have to say, yes, numbers are on the decline. We need to make sure that we are having facilities available for those people who have to work on a Sunday. You know, we hear the siren, you know, you've got an emergency service.
There are people who we would consider members of our congregation who don't actually come on a Sunday. They get involved in other things and they're just exploring their faith, so they don't feel perhaps as strongly as some of us do about actually getting up on a Sunday.
I actually think that having church on a Sunday is quite old in some ways, because it is a traditional thing. It used to be because obviously the farmers used to need it to be on a Sunday. That was their day off.
It fluctuates, the numbers in our church over time, but usually it's not a kind of trend downwards. It's just some people leave and then some people come again. It's a fairly sort of mobile population in some senses.
But the numbers are clear. Just 1 in 57 Manchester Christians turn up on Sundays. Churches need to start thinking outside the box.
Clearly, we are going to have to work harder. We can't take things for granted. There are some churches that don't even have a website, and they're hoping that new people in that community might turn up at the church. But I mean, if I want to go to the cinema, how do I find out when the films are on? I Google it.
You mentioned sort of new challenges and new ways of attracting people. What are some sort of maybe unusual things that have happened in this church that have got the church space used more?
We've got this fantastic building. We want to welcome people into it, so we want to use the building. So when we're not using it for church, we're quite happy for other people to come along and make use of the church. So I'm sat here today and we're set up for the Goth Night, which is going to happen tonight. And one of our congregation kind of runs a monthly Goth Night. We have Vikings who meet here, and samba band who rehearse here, and choir and bell ringers, which are perhaps more traditional. We put on lots of gigs.
So things are not as grim as they seem, and Reverend Andy Salmon seems to have gotten to the bones of the issue. Max Merrill for Quays News.